Apple is going to grow F1 in the United States more than ESPN ever could. And I'm going to prove it to you in 5 different ways that Apple is using their apps to make the sport better than ever. So let's set the scene here. Back in October 2025, Formula One announced that Apple would become the main broadcasting partner for the sport in the United States. This meant that every practice, every qualifying session, and every race would be streamed live on Apple TV. And this wasn't just like a 1-year deal either. Apple is committed to this sport for 5 years, and I think that sets the stage perfectly for the platform that they are building for it now. Now, before Apple, Formula One lived on ESPN here in the United States, and ESPN did a very good job of growing the sport. When they started in 2018, they were averaging 554,000 viewers per race. And in 2025, the last season that they had the sport, they actually hit a record. They averaged 1.3 million viewers per race across the entire season. That is growth there, but the issue is it flatlined. So between 2022 and 2024, the sport did flatline on ESPN. It was averaging 1.21, 1.1, and 1.1 million viewers. It had hit its ceiling on ESPN. And I think that is why the Apple deal now exists. And when the deal was announced, the CEO of Formula One, Stefano Domenicali, said, and I'm going to paraphrase here, that F1 needed the right platform to continue to grow. And that says everything about what Apple is doing now. Now, before we get into the dirty details, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you want to see more. This channel is just starting out, and that would be a huge way for me to know if people enjoy this stuff and I can keep making more videos. If you also enjoy all things Formula One, make sure to go listen to my podcast that I host with my sister Casey. It is called Underground Circuit, and we post episodes weekly where we talk about all things Formula One. We keep up with the season, we react to races. It's a really blast of a fun time. Make sure to go over there and listen to it. We publish episodes across all major podcast platforms. Thank you. Now let's get into the video. So let's talk about the paywall, because that's the big ugly thing that people are upset about. If you weren't already subscribed to Apple TV, now you're paying for a sport that you originally had gotten for free through your cable channel, which is completely understandable. I would not want a new bill to pay for either. But this is where I want to kind of twist the conversation a little bit. The hardcore F1 fans who wanted multi-view angles, live driver telemetry, and ad-free racing, they were already paying to watch F1 through the F1 TV subscription. So F1 TV Pro was $79.99 a year, and Apple TV is $99 a year. Now, there is a slight increase there, which I totally understand, but for the most part, they're kind of equal in price. And where I think the conversation gets interesting is not only are you getting all of F1, but you are also getting one of the most stacked streaming platforms that exists right now. And now, yes, there were fans who were strictly happy with just the ESPN broadcast, and I'm not going to deny that. Watching a sport for free and then suddenly having to pay for it is very frustrating. But there are so many things that Apple is doing for free that I want to cover. So before you even spend a penny on Apple TV, you get all practice sessions free of charge. Apple Music is going to have a radio station with live commentary of races, essentially an F1 radio show free of charge. Apple News will have stories, highlights, recaps of all the races free of charge. Apple Sports is going to have a live updating leaderboard and live activities free of charge. Apple Maps has 3D circuit guides for all 24 venues across the season free of charge. There are approximately 160 million iPhones across the United States, and all of them have these touch points and access points to Formula One without having to spend a dime. So yes, you do need a subscription to watch the races. That's not changing, that's not going anywhere. But Apple has built the largest on-ramp to this sport that the world has ever seen, completely free of charge. So here's what I want to show you when I say that Apple is building a platform for Formula One. Because this isn't just anymore watching this sport on a different app. Apple has taken Formula One and threaded across all of their services that they provide. And we're going to walk through it together. So we're going to start in the most obvious place, and that's the Apple TV app, where all these races will now be broadcast. And as you can see, Formula One has a whole new home here on Apple TV. This is an entire page dedicated to Formula One. On the top row here, we have what the upcoming events are for the Australian Grand Prix, our first race of the season. There is practice 1, practice 2, these clear, well-defined banners for these sessions, which I love and I think look so clean. And right now, too, they still have on the second row this Up to Speed on F1 section, which contains the rule changes for 2026. They have a Max interview, testing takeaways, car changes for 2026. Netflix and Apple also signed a deal recently to broadcast Formula One Drive to Survive on Apple TV. So you have a card here for that too. This is a new home for F1 and it looks beautiful on Apple. They have these amazing little posters down here for each race, and all the upcoming races are also down here. You can see we have the China Sprint, we have the China race, Japan race, Bahrain. It's a lovely home inside the F1 TV app, and it does an amazing job of introducing new people to this sport. Now, moving over to Apple Music, this is something that I think is truly clever. I already mentioned that during race days, Apple Music Radio is going to be broadcasting live commentary free of charge of the race. So you can listen to Lando Norris win World Drivers' Championship again while you're running, driving, or doing anything where a screen isn't possible. But they also have, you can see here, the sounds of F1. And this is F1's home within the Apple Music app. There are driver playlists here. You can see Isaac Hadjar has made a playlist here. I actually listened to this one on my run this morning. It was very good. Very good work, Isaac. Down here, this is really cool too. They have Formula One sounds of the circuit. And if you go in, you can see this was updated 4 days ago. So this is going to be a playlist that is updated each race weekend based off of where F1 is racing and the culture that surrounds that area. And this to me, it's not just a broadcast feature. This is a lifestyle feature. This is integrating F1 into your daily routine outside of TV. And that is truly amazing. So Apple News already had a dedicated Formula One hub. And you can see it here. You can get the latest stories. You get a For You section. And down here below, you can filter by constructors. But Apple has said later this year that you're going to be able to have live race previews and live video previews within the News app to accompany the stories. New to Apple Maps this year is the 2026 Formula One tracks around the world. And I'm going to zoom into Albert Park here, but this is where something is really cool. And this is going to be super handy and super helpful if you are going to a race, as these guides now can give you walking directions around the tracks. And if you zoom in here, you can see everything. I mean, you can see the paddock building, the pit building. If you zoom into a turn, you can see the turns are labeled. You can see the paddock is labeled. Grandstands are also labeled too. And I think that these walking guides for race attendees are going to be super helpful in getting around and navigating everything around the track itself. This isn't, again, this is like the Apple Music integration. This isn't just a broadcasting plan. This is Apple integrating F1 into everything that they do and promoting it to everything and making it convenient as possible for all Formula One fans. Apple Fitness Plus has a walk and talk series with a brand new episode featuring Yuki Tsunoda, in which he talks about pre-race nerves and keeping his emotions in check during races. So not only can you watch races, but now you can go for a lovely evening stroll listening to Yuki Tsunoda. I don't know how ESPN was ever supposed to compete with this. Apple is even helping bring Formula One to the silver screen. Austin, Miami, Monaco, Monza, and Silverstone will be live streamed to all 50 of the IMAX locations in the United States. So let's zoom back out here. Apple is doing something structurally different that F1 has never seen before. All of the touch points that I just mentioned, the music hub, the map circuits, the fitness walks, the IMAX screenings, is a brand new way for fans to interact with F1 not on a race day. And that is how you truly turn a casual fan into a genuine viewer. So if it wasn't evident in this video at all, I am a huge Apple fan. So you can take this entire thing with the largest grain of salt that you want to. But I do genuinely believe that Apple and Formula One will be great for this sport. Not just good for Apple, but great for Formula One. It is going to be turning casual fans, or even fans, people that aren't fans at all, into mega fans of the sport. And I, for one, am so excited to see what happens. So I'm genuinely curious. If you were not already subscribed to Apple TV, did the Formula One deal get you to sign up? Were you already an Apple TV subscriber? Let me know what you think in the comments of how this deal is going to affect the sport. I do genuinely want to know what people think about this. And if you're interested in hearing what Casey and I think throughout the season, make sure to go follow our podcast, Underground Circuit, on all the major podcast platforms. I am very excited about this. Thank you for watching this video. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. We have more fun videos coming soon, I promise. Thank you very much, and I will see you in Melbourne.